EGM Network.
This is Martha Matters. From real estate, healthcare, current events, taxes, or just about any topic, we're talking about it. Call us with any questions on just about any subject. Now, here she is, Martha!
Hi there, how are you? Well, welcome everybody. And believe it or not, time is marching on and the weather is reminding us of it. We're told that in a few days we're going to have 90-degree weather, and to me that is the middle of the summer. We can't call it springtime anymore. Well, I have a topic today. It's been a while since I've discussed it, but I've got to tell you up front, I sometimes got these facts and ideas from a newspaper, sometimes from a couple of doctors that I know, and we socialize once in a while, that is MDs, and sometimes from neighbors and friends, and I check it up on the computer, so all different kinds of sources in the background, just so that you know that's where I get this particular information from, including Robert Kennedy, who's doing his best. Well, to start with, I'm going to give you just little tips. I've learned to never use anything that has a lot of chemicals, you know, like bug sprays do and many aerosols, including PAM for non-stick purposes on your baking or casserole pans. And I refuse to use PAM or anything with chemicals like that. I'll always put a few drops or a squirt of olive oil on the base of all casseroles and all baking dishes. And you don't taste it. It doesn't seem to go into the flavor of whatever you are cooking, vegetables or a cake or what have you. And some of these no-stick pans, they even ask that you not use anything, which is great also. So I eliminate things that I know are chemicals, and that is one thing. The other thing that is very disturbing, because I didn't grow up this way at all, and my relatives, my nephews, nieces, and I still have an aunt, they all go to kidney doctors, and all these kidney doctors say the same thing. Eat very little or next to no pork. Now, historically, I know that Jewish people and also Islamic people, they don't eat pork at all. Historically, that was a habit going way back even 1,000 and 2,000 years. And I thought it was purely a religious thing, not based on facts. But now the kidney physicians are saying eat very little pork. And sure enough, my husband was, more so than me, was a lover of a pork chop. That's one of his favorite meals historically. Mm-hmm. And the doctor said, Martha, the only reason you don't have a problem is you give the pork chop to your husband and you'll eat a piece of leftover chicken. And I said, that's true. And I had no idea it causes your creatinine protein ratio, if you do go to a doctor every 6 months and have a checkup, including a urine analysis, that creatinine ratio will be abnormal. And my husband's, for a while, he didn't have any symptoms, but I said, Hal, we've got to address this, not ignore it. Because he had no symptoms, but he always, during the night, felt he had to go to the bathroom 2 or 3 times, and did. So I said, there's something wrong. Everybody's told, oh, well, maybe that's prostate problems. But his prostate examination was normal, nothing enlarged or anything. So I wonder what was causing this. And the doctor said, have him totally stop eating pork. You can have one large strip of bacon with your eggs once every couple of weeks or something, but basically don't have pork at all as a dinner meat. And so we stopped doing it, and believe it or not, it took a month or so, but all his urine analysis values went right back to normal. And I couldn't believe it, that was the culprit.
And did he then, after that, have to get up in the middle of the night that many times to go to the bathroom?
Nope. After that, he gets up once, only because he drinks a lot of water with a couple of pills before he goes to bed. If he didn't do that, he probably wouldn't have to get up at all in the night. But even I drink water before I go to bed. I'm told that it's good for your kidneys. In a woman's case, I can wait till the morning. I don't have to get up in the middle of the night to go to the bathroom. But with a man, it's a little different, I guess.
And what did they say? What's the gist of not eating the pork?
Evidently, the pork, believe it or not, are normally clean animals in the sense, they have the historic problem where they love rolling in mud to cool off and things like that. But the truth is that they wash their skin a lot, and they're very modestly clean, certainly as much as any other animal.
Right, yeah.
But what the problem is, when they eat grass and hay, whatever they eat that's green like that, they pull it up by the roots. Where cows just chop off the green grass on top, pigs actually pull it by the roots out of the ground and eat the roots. Okay. And with that is all kinds of dirt and fertilizer.
Okay.
And by swallowing so much dirt, they've gotten the reputation of having dirty meat. Not that you see dirt in the meat. Correct. You don't, but the chemicals, like from fertilizer and other I guess fertilizer and even organic fertilizers and stuff, they end up eating all that stuff directly because they pull out the roots of the plants. And it's that simple.
Okay, so it's the stuff that they're eating is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, that makes sense. I mean, because we're talking about what we eat, now it should be better.
When you eat when you look at the lovely white meat of pork, you don't see dirt, but all the chemicals, bacteria, and viruses from the dirt are in that. And I never thought of all of that.
No, me either. Sheep are probably the same way, too, because I want to say when they graze, they eat the roots of the grass. But we don't eat a lot of lamb.
Yeah. Lamb has the same issue.
Okay.
The only thing is I think most lambs are trained to be in partially mountainous terrain and stuff.
Okay, all right.
But yes, they have the same problem. That's a very good point. The only thing is when you're in a desert or mountainous areas without grassy fields, a lot of the stuff like green tumbleweed and green stuff growing, especially in deserts, don't have that much in the root mass. And in deserts, you're pulling up sand, but I don't see where sand is healthier than dirt. You shouldn't eat any of that.
Right. Yeah.
But yes, that applies to lamb too. But lamb is so expensive. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's not one of our, in the U.S., it's not one of our go-to kind of things for
Yeah,
me.
where you eat it every week or even every month or something.
Yeah.
It ends up being a treat at Easter time or something like that.
Right, yeah. So we're not going to have any chemicals, Martha. I got you off topic with the lamb and all that. Olive oil, we're going to use olive oil. I use a lot of butter myself, but I cook a lot of stuff too.
Yes.
I don't eat takeout.
Well, yeah,
I don't eat takeout. Very rarely.
Either. Well, I use butter quite a bit. I use it to saute onions because of the flavor.
Right.
Half the butter with the onion is what makes it delicious. Mm-hmm. But sauteing is just a few minutes. When you bake something in the oven, like a roast, for 2 or 3 hours, that's when the butter and margarine and even the spray Pam and stuff starts going bad and gets absorbed by your whatever you are roasting.
Yeah, well, you're using the olive oil on the bottom to create like kind of a steam or kind of that kind of thing.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I'm over there slathering my stuff with butter, so you can tell.
Yeah, well, butter, believe it or not, we've gone full circle to being no good at all to now being very, not the worst thing in the world. Mm-hmm. In fact, some of it is actually nutritious and beneficial.
Well, I think it is.
And I think it is too.
Tastes better too.
But
it's like whole milk. They said don't drink whole milk, have 2%, whatever, and then they turned around and said, well, there's much more sugar in the 2% and the 1%. So
and the 1% too, right?
Right. Yeah, that's what they say. Skim milk and all that. I don't know what the percentages are, but I drink regular milk.
And speaking of that, I've seen too many people dying because they are told by their oncologist, if they think they have cancer or something, don't eat any dairy at all.
Oh, really?
Because the lactose is a form of sugar that cancer really loves.
Oh.
But they say if you have a super slow-growing cancer, and there are many forms of that, you'll probably die from something else first. Yes, you will die from eating no dairy at all.
Right.
You will get osteoporosis. You trip on a curve, break your femur or another bone, and by not eating any dairy and obeying the doctor, that will never heal. And then after 3 or 4 weeks of lying in bed, your broken bone doesn't heal. Mm-hmm. And then guess what? Because you don't move around, you don't even get up to go to the bathroom, your digestive tract, from lack of motion, all of a sudden starts dying.
That's what I was going to say, the lack of motion.
And and then you have pain in your stomach. Mm-hmm. You can't stand it. Tylenol doesn't work. Anything over the counter doesn't work. Then they give you the Percocet and prescription drugs, and 2 weeks later you're dead.
That's not a good look, Martha.
And I don't like dying that way.
No, I don't like it either. Let's get back to I love dairy. I love dairy, and I don't eat a lot of it, though. You got to do it in moderation. You've done so many shows that says that.
Yes.
You know, do it in moderation. Eat what you want. Have a piece of cake if you want, but just a little piece of a cake.
Right.
You know,
right.
Not too much.
In moderation.
Yeah.
And there's another thing you can do in this. This is another topic, again, which we'll do in the near future, but going over the counter things that the health food stores give, mm-hmm. you can have a pill that includes calcium, D3, and magnesium, which are the 3 qualities of milk that make it a perfect
food. Yeah.
Food.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you without having any of the lactose or sugar from milk. And so take one of those pills every day and you'll avoid a long eating with a little cheese and dairy products. Even whipped cream is okay once in a while, not every day. And you will not have a problem of osteoporosis. But be aware of that. And calcium by itself is no good because it's not absorbed by your bone and it just clogs your arteries.
You mean a calcium pill?
Calcium pill by itself.
Yeah, a lot of these things, you've done that before too, also on shows where the mixture of the pills is what really makes it more effective in your system.
That's absolutely correct.
You just got to remember to.
So when you go to a health food store, don't look for a bottle of calcium.
Okay.
Look for a combination of calcium, magnesium, and vitamin D.
And a lot of people will revert to a multiple vitamin, which I've heard so many times, and also from you, that is not the avenue to go.
That is not the way to go.
No, it's not the avenue to go. You think you're heading it off at the pass, just take one pill and dump everything in your system at one time, but it really isn't the great thing.
And another thing that's changed, maybe 10 years ago this wasn't available, but it is available now at every health store. For people as they get older, especially 70s and older, the doctors start giving them B12 shots, vitamin B12, first visit and B12 shots. The health food stores have B12 in a pill form, but you put it under your tongue. You don't swallow it. You put it under your tongue like a cough drop or something, and it totally dissolves and is immediately absorbed by your body.
Okay, rather than a syringe.
Rather than a shot every couple weeks or something.
Okay. And it's a certain type of B12?
No,
or it's just B12.
Just pill form.
Okay.
It says B12 and it's like 99% pure or something.
Okay. All right, so I got us off topic by talking about the lamb and all that, Martha. So let's get back to the tips for better diet. I don't know if these are better diet tips also.
Okay. The other thing that is pretty widespread now, most of us are getting away from cereals as we now know them on the shelves, mainly because of their dyes. And they have chemicals too. Anything to keep its shape, like Fruit Loops, like Cheerios. Anything like that is going to have chemicals. And now we realize those are the same chemicals that are not good, including ones that have snacks that keep their shape, like Pringle potato chips, not regular potato chips, but Pringles that all have the same shape, where corn chips that have the same shape, and any number of snacks like that, cheese doodles and whatnot. Those are the things to keep away from. By eating pre-programmed shapes, you are literally eating chemicals, like we discussed earlier, is not good for you at all. Okay, we've got to take a quick break, but we'll be back with a few more tips.
Evergreen Media is your go-to for podcasting. Business owners, boost your brand by educating clients with your own show. Just show up. We handle everything else. Get your custom video podcast on Facebook, YouTube, and more. Start today at egreenmedia.com.
Don't let a dirty pool ruin your fun. Deja Blue Pool Service specializes in green to clean transformations in Vero Beach. We handle chemical balancing and deep cleaning so you can stop scrubbing. Google Deja Blue Pool Service. Keep it clean, keep it blue.
Welcome to Riverside Theater's Comedy Zone, where the comedy is wild, untamed, and downright hilarious. Hit the zone this Friday and Saturday night at 6:30 and 8:30 for the Treasure Coast's best live stand-up comedy show, featuring nationally recognized comedians with cabaret-style seating and food and drink table service. Buy tickets at riversidetheater.com and get ready for a night of non-stop laughs.
Hi, I'm Ryan, owner of Treasure Coast Tree and Land Services. When it comes to your property, there's a difference between some guy with a chainsaw and a certified arborist. Don't take chances with your property. Make sure your tree company is certified, licensed, and insured. Call the professionals, Treasure Coast Tree and Land Services. If you're in the IRC, call Treasure Coast Trees.
Well, hi, welcome back. Also, we're talking about all kinds of tips for a better diet. Whatever you cook with, whether it's a roast of any kind, chicken or beef or fish, I do not use table salt. I'll use other ingredients, usually garlic powder and any flavorings that you like. Some people like a spicy kick. I'm not too much into that. I don't mind a mild kick, but I'm not a jalapeno lover.
Yeah, yeah. No, some of that gets too spicy. Pepper, things like that. Basil. I love fresh basil. Oregano.
Basil and oregano.
Tarragon I like. A lot of people don't like tarragon. I'm with you. I use a lot of that dill. I have a huge spice cabinet.
Yes, me too. And that's very, very helpful, and it reduces your salt. You don't need to worry about having salt. If you have a piece of bread, because I don't bake bread, I buy bread like most of you do, that has salt in it. There are vegetables, even bird's eye vegetables that may be seasoned or flavored, or ready-made stuffed pasta, things like that. You'll have a little of that stuff every once in a while. You get plenty of salt in all of that.
Yeah, you do.
Without having to add any. But getting back to the breakfast that I forgot to mention before, people should stop forgetting about oatmeal. And I mean plain oatmeal. I don't mean those packets that are cinnamon flavored, raspberry flavored, or something like that. Then we get back into the chemical issue. But regular oatmeal, and you can add your own cinnamon, add your own, some people like garlic on oatmeal. I don't, but if you do, go ahead and use it. And butter on oatmeal is delicious. I'll always add a nice big pat of butter in the middle and mix it in, and there's nothing wrong with that when used in that capacity. Keep in mind, we don't need preservatives, we don't need chemicals, and we don't need artificially made things like all the margarines, and I can't believe it's not butter. Things like that. When you see those chemicals and the list of them, and even with a magnifying glass, sometimes you can't even read all the chemicals and names of them that are listed in the ingredients. That is just plain no good. If you have to have the butter flavor on what you're cooking, like a little bit of oatmeal, add a little bit of butter. That's good. So on that note, we've got to let you go, but we look forward to seeing you next week. Have a good time. Bye.